Welcome to MidLIFE Matters, where we celebrate women's wisdom and wit. I'm Georgian Lussier, your host, and I'm delighted to introduce today's guest, Constance Castillo. Constance made a major career change midlife and is now the airport manager in Meriden. So welcome, Constance.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely. After 20 years in the corporate world, you joined aviation full-time. And as our viewers will hear, flying has been part of your childhood since, like when you were 19 days old.
That's right.
What influenced you to leave corporate and take to the skies?
Flying has always been part of my life. I grew up in a family of pilots. Both my mom and my dad were pilots, and we had an old Cessna 1949 tail dragger. Like you had said, I actually started flying with my dad when I was 19 days old. They took me on my first flight. So I always had it in me. I started a career once I got out of school, and it was very fast-paced. It required a lot of travel. I kept flying as just my hobby. I was a sales manager in the consumer products industry. Required travel, long hours. I was away from home. And just always had that inside of me that someday I want to fly. I kept it as a hobby, and whenever I was in a different part of the country, sometimes I would just go to a local airport and rent a plane or find an instructor and see that part of the country from the sky, which was nice. I kept my license current, kept my medical certificate, which you have to do every 2 years, and my flight reviews, and I just knew that if that got away from me, I might not ever get back to it. After about 20 years working in the toy and gift industry, I was laid off. And instead of jumping right back into it, I decided just take some time and really think about what I wanted to really do and what was in store for me for the rest of my life. So I slowed down and thought about aviation. I just naturally gravitated right back to it. Civil Air Patrol is an auxiliary of the Air Force, and they focus on leadership, aerospace, education, and search and rescue. I joined a local squadron. Besides the Civil Air Patrol, I got back into flying by rejoining the 99s, which is a Women Pilots Association. I had joined back when I got my pilot's license when I was younger, and then kind of let it drop while I was busy tending to my career, and I became active in that again since I had more free time. And became a co-chair of the Connecticut chapter, and then right now I'm actually a director for the whole New England section.
And do I understand it correctly that Amelia Earhart's name is in there with one of the charter members?
Yes, the organization was actually founded by Amelia Earhart back in 1929.
Let's talk about the Meriden Airport, where you are now as manager. There was recently an article in the paper that I saw this year, and it talked about the expansion plans. There's a full-time mechanic. There's a flight school that's in the works or is being contemplated, new hangars, an annual fly-in event, and I know you had a major project with painting a compass rose. So tell us what's happening in Meriden.
There's a lot. There's a lot going on at the airport. It's a great little airport. It used to be called one of the best secrets in Connecticut. It's been around since probably the early 1900s. Recently, it's just gone through a lot of renovations. We started a annual fly-in and a safety festival. A lot of airports do fly-ins and car shows, and we wanted to do something a little different, bring the community in. We started a safety festival and brought in police cars, fire department, ambulance. We had a Lifestar helicopter. We had booths there. We had food. We had about 1,000 people attend it. And about 45 planes flew in. We had judging and all types of activities. So we're going to do it again this year, and we hope to do it every year thereafter.
What month is it planned for?
This is for October. It's going to be October 3rd.
Well, thank you so much. Please tune in to hear from other fascinating women in future segments of MidLIFE Matters.